Even the world's most beautiful and talented women can sometimes have pretty gross personal hygiene habits. And we know this because they can't stop talking about it. These ladies aren't afraid to reveal just how far they deviate from the norm when it comes to keeping clean. Some celebrities actually wear their questionable hygiene practices, or lack thereof, as a badge of honor. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher may be the worst offenders in this regard. As Kunis admitted when they were on the Armchair Expert podcast in 2021, "When I had children, I didn't wash them every day. I wasn't the parent that bathed my newborns, ever." And her husband added, "Here's the thing. If you can see the dirt on them, clean them. Otherwise, there's no point." But just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. That's simply not how germs work. Kunis later attempted damage control on the Ellen DeGeneres show, where she claimed to shower daily, but those who listened to the podcast remembered that her take on showering differs from the norm, as she admitted, "I don't wash my body with soap every day, but I wash pits and holes and soles." Kunis grew up in a home without hot water, so at least her habits are somewhat understandable. Kutcher, meanwhile, has no excuse. We could probably craft an entire list of Britney Spears' poor personal hygiene habits, as the pop star has long had a bit of a gross reputation. If nothing else, her habit of using gas station bathrooms while barefoot would be enough to make the average person squirm. But a 2011 lawsuit filed by a former bodyguard named Fernando Flores paints an even more nauseating picture. As Flores claimed in the suit, Spears had obnoxious personal habits. She broke wind or picked her nose unselfconsciously and unapologetically. She did not bathe for days on end, did not use deodorant, did not brush her teeth, did not fix her hair, did not wear shoes or socks. Spears denied those claims, but her reputation tells a different story. She's appeared disheveled in her social media videos, and fans have noticed her poorly maintained extensions and mysteriously changing teeth. Plus, her hair has frequently looked dirty, and she's had smeared eye makeup that often looks days old. So it's not hard to imagine that her bathing habits are less than ideal. During a 2007 interview with the American version of FHM magazine, Megan Fox openly admitted to a rather foul habit and even revealed that it wasn't restricted to her own home. As she explained, "I forget to flush the toilet. Friends would tell me, 'Megan used my toilet and didn't flush.'" We're certainly not suggesting that Fox should hold it in when she's at a friend's house, since it's not exactly healthy to do that. But if you do have to do your business at someone else's place, it's not hard to hit a lever after you clear out.
I just got sick to my stomach.
Jessica Simpson has been blessed with the kind of looks many would kill for, including her straight and perfectly proportioned white teeth, which is why it's so shocking to learn that she has terrible dental hygiene. She admitted as much during an interview with iHeartRadio in 2010.
I just use Listerine.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll use my sweater. I do brush every now and again.
Soon after that interview, Simpson clarified during an appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show that she does brush her teeth, but only about 3 times per week. She claimed that she just didn't like the feeling of brushing. As she explained, "Because my teeth are so white and I don't like them to feel too slippery. But I do use Listerine and I do floss every day, but I don't brush them every day. My lips just slide all over the place. I can't catch up with my mouth." To her credit, Simpson did acknowledge that these habits are kind of gross. She's also steadfastly insisted that she had good breath though, which we suppose is a great advertisement for Listerine's effectiveness. Adrienne Bailon-Houghton went viral in 2019 when she admitted that she didn't wash her hands after going to the bathroom at home. As she insisted while co-hosting The Real, "What did I touch? It's my house. The toilet paper touches my behind. I don't touch my behind." While Bailon-Houghton is certainly not the first star to make this confession, at least others have had the good sense to backtrack following public disgust. For example, after Jennifer Lawrence faced rumors that she skipped hand washing, she wrote on Facebook in 2015, "I hate talking to the internet, but I can't get asked another question about my hygiene on this press tour. Of course I wash my hands after going to the bathroom. I can't believe I've put myself in a situation where I even have to say that." Bailon-Houghton, however, doubled down on a later episode of The Real when her grossed-out co-host gave her a chance to course correct.
"You've evolved, so do you now wash your hands?"
No, I still keep it real.
To be fair to Bailon-Houghton, she did attempt to clarify that she was specifically talking about going in the middle of the night. The Office star Jenna Fischer is talented, versatile, and beautiful, and also a little bit gross. Specifically, she's yet another star who's admitted publicly to not washing her hands after peeing at home. Whereas this information would normally have to be tortured out of most people, Fischer freely gave it up during an episode of her podcast, Office Ladies. It happened after she asked her co-host Angela Kinsey if she always washed her hands after going to the bathroom. When Fischer was surprised to hear Kinsey say yes, it resulted in a discussion about the intricacies of proper bathroom hygiene, specifically the matter of washing with soap after peeing. As Fischer explained, "I feel like it's really clear now that I don't always wash my hands after I pee at home. I always wash my hands after poop. Always. I never wipe a poop and then not wash my hands, everybody. I feel like I want that to be clear." So if you ever meet Jenna Fischer, maybe just play it safe and try not to shake her hand. It has somehow become cool to some people to tell the world that you don't like to shower. The list of celebrities who have copped to this is frankly concerning. Even the iconic Charlize Theron has said she can go a week without a shower, although she clarified that this was true while she was camping in the wilderness and not on a regular basis. But as for America Ferrera, she actually enjoys getting funky when she has the opportunity. She admitted as much while promoting Barbie in 2023.
My guilty pleasure would be like, I'm gonna really regret saying
being
this.
away from your kids.
No,
being away from your family.
Like not showering for a few days.
What?
Ferrera's castmates were just as shocked as the rest of us.
So I would never have expected that.
But at least Ferrera feels guilty about this preference. Hopefully she stays at home on those limited shower weeks so that it only affects her family and not the world at large. Cameron Diaz has always been a quirky star with some odd takes on personal care. A lot of that has to do with her interest in environmentalism, and since she attempts to live an eco-friendly lifestyle, we can give her a pass on some things, such as her selective toilet flushing. As she told Jay Leno on The Tonight Show in 2009, "If it's yellow, leave it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down." I believe in that 100%. Leaving pee in the toilet really only affects the people you live with, but some of Diaz's other quirks could certainly irritate people in public. That was clear enough when she told E! News in 2014, "I don't believe in antiperspirant. It's really bad for you. I haven't used it for almost 20 years. Diaz didn't clarify if she used deodorant instead of antiperspirant, although the rest of what she said didn't sound very promising. As she put it, "You're stinky because you use antiperspirant. It keeps all the stink in. Let it go and just trim your armpit hair so it doesn't hold on to the scent." Despite Diaz's perspective, in reality, sweat mixing with bacteria on the skin is what gives armpits their foul scent. We wish that Cameron Diaz were the only celeb skipping armpit products, but unfortunately, that doesn't appear to be the case. In fact, during a 2008 episode of The Oprah Winfrey Show, none other than Julia Roberts admitted, "I don't actually use deodorant. I don't like to share that with a lot of people. It's just never been my thing." Perhaps unsurprisingly, there have been reports that Roberts does, in fact, stink, and a lot of it probably has to do with her overall lax stance on hygiene. For instance, a 2008 Star magazine article quoted an anonymous bodyguard who claimed that Robert's smell was due to her lack of showering. As the bodyguard explained, "She likes to save water. She's really green. Not only is she energy aware, she also enjoys the feeling of not being showered. She likes the smell of her natural oils. She also says that she can't wash her hair too often because it's dry." The list of stars who hate deodorant is so long that we're going to lump a couple of them together right now. First up is Kate Hudson, who famously starred in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days alongside Matthew McConaughey, who's kind of the poster boy for natural-smelling pits. Hudson and McConaughey also starred together in 2008's Fool's Gold, and rumors emerged during the making of that movie suggesting that Hudson demanded her co-star wear deodorant on set. But when Andy Cohen asked Hudson about this during a 2024 episode of Watch What Happens Live, she made a surprising declaration.
No, he doesn't wear deodorant.
Right.
And by the way, I don't either.
There you go.
As Brad just realized the backstage.
Then there's pop star Lizzo, who supported Matthew McConaughey's stance on deodorant on an Instagram story in 2021. Furthermore, she shared that she no longer wears deodorant and actually claims to smell better without it. Although we have to wonder if the people in the front row of her concerts agree. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are far from the only Hollywood couple who are known to be lax about bathing their children. Kristen Bell and her husband Dax Shepard have also admitted to it. As Bell once admitted on an episode of The View, "Once you catch a whiff, that's biology's way of letting you know you need to clean it up. There's a red flag. Honestly, it's just bacteria. Once you get bacteria, you gotta be like, get in the tub or the shower." Bell doesn't sound particularly concerned about bacteria in other areas either, based on her habit of leaving used toilet paper on top of the seat. As her husband asked in a video posted to Instagram in 2021, what was the intention? Was it to be in the toilet bowl or in the trash can?
Now that I have to finish the task you started, I just want to make sure I do it correctly.
When Bell explained that the problem was a lack of light in the bathroom, Shepard shot back with a startling claim.
It's dark in here a lot, apparently, because that happens, 4 or 5 days a week.
You don't need to be Veronica Mars to get to the bottom of this case, as leaving used TP on the seat on a regular basis is just plain nasty.